What is going on, everybody, and welcome back to the channel. Now in today's video we are going to be fishing the Carolina rig. I'm going to show you some tips and tricks and how the way I like to fish it and my little thoughts on how to fish the Carolina rig. We are dealing with a cloudy day, nice overcast, got some rain in the forecast, got a nice light wind on the water. So let's go ahead and get you guys set up on a tripod and let's talk about a little more when it comes to the Carolina rig. Alright, you guys, so got everything set up right here. Now, when fishing the Carolina rig, what I got right here is a little pre-weighted, little setup from 6 cents. They sell these in lead and tungsten. I am throwing a 3/4 ounce weight. This is in the lead version because at the time the tungsten was out of stock. Now, when I think Carolina rig, I think, you know, finesse. A lot of anglers may disagree with that, but I think finesse. So what I'm using right here on my main line is 15-pound monofilament, and for my leader line I'm using 6-pound monofilament. Now when it comes to the line, it really doesn't matter whether you're throwing fluorocarbon, monofilament, or braid. What you need to do is, for your leader line, you want your leader line to be lighter than your main line, and that just helps for snags, and if you get hung up on a log or something, you might lose your bait or hook, but you will not lose your leader. At least there's a less possibility of you losing your leader and all that good stuff. So what I'm using for bait today is a little chase bait, sport bait. This is in a lime tiger color. I got one of the little Guggen hooks, the finesse, drop-in finesse hooks. This is a 2/0, so I got that. So I'll be throwing that. But I also got some other baits that I brought out here that I want to try out. But you guys, so some of the other baits that I got is I got a few of the flushes 5.2 from 6 cents. I got this in the bluegill color that I'm going to be throwing. I got your magic bluegill, nice little green pumpkin body with your black and blue with your blue flake in there. And I also got one of these little white ones. I think it's called Spanish Bone. It has a nice little clear undercoat belly with a white back. Also got this is from 13 Fishing. This bait is called My Name is Jeff. So we're going to experiment with some of these baits. Now I don't know if we'll be able to get to all these baits in this video because it is going to rain here in a little while. But I'm also going to pair these baits up with some of this tube lube. Now if you've seen my last video where I came down here to the lake where I caught the nice little prickle, I was using the craw dog, so I got some craw dog out here, and I also have Mad Shad. So with all that being said, guys, if you are new here, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and we're going to get right into this video and start fishing the Carolina rig. Let's go. Alright, you guys, so pretty much what you're going to want to do is just throw this thing out here and you're going to let it drag on the bottom. Now a lot of people say that with you using monofilament it's going to make your bait float. That is not true at all. It's not going to make your bait float just because you have a line that floats. You're pretty much dragging this bait on the bottom, giving the fish an opportunity for a reaction strike. We're going to go ahead and toss around these trees. Now, I'm throwing this on my Ugly Stick GX2. So you're going to want a nice, strong finesse rod. A lot of people like to use their bait casters and stuff, but when I'm fishing a Carolina rig, I like to use a spinning rod. Keep things nice and simple. Now you're going to want to fish this type of style of fishing pretty slow. You don't want to fish it too fast. Now a lot of the times when you're fishing a Carolina rig, when a fish bites it, 8 out of 10 times you're going to feel that line going off. He's just going to start running with it because you do have that weight, so it's going to be kind of hard to feel that initial bite. It's not like fishing a Texas rig at all. At least with all my experiences in fishing a Carolina rig, that's how it's been. fish runs off of the bait, then you set the hook. Now guys, I also forgot to mention in my little intro, when I tie this little pre-rig on, I'm using a little improved clinch knot for the top. And when I tie on the hook on my leader line, I'm using a Palomar knot. So two different types of knots, two very good knots, highly recommend them. That's the two knots that I always go to, whether I'm fishing Carolina rig, Texas rig, or if I'm tying on a chatterbait or a crankbait or anything. I usually go to a Palomar knot. And this is a great and efficient way to catch fish, especially when you're in the summer like it is now. It's really hot. The fish are kind of finicky. They're not eating much. They just want one nice little meal for the day. This is a great way to catch them. If you've never fished a Carolina rig, I highly recommend you try it. You might be surprised of what you catch. It's always good to expand your arsenal when it comes to fishing. You know, try new things, try different baits that you never tried. You can also throw bigger baits when you're fishing this type of rig. I just highly recommend you using a 3 or 4/0 hook. You don't have to use the little finesse hooks like I'm using today. I'm just using a smaller bait. So that's why I'm using the size hook that I am. It's really hot out here today, guys. About 85. Calling for thunderstorms here in a little while. And if you do a lot of Carolina rig fishing, if you got any tips or tricks for me, please leave them in the comments. I'm always open to learning new things and hearing what other anglers think about this rig or anything in fishing in general. You're never too old to keep learning new tricks and learning how to catch them. I felt like I got a bite right there at the bank. Now guys, I will say this, the fishing down here has been very slow here lately. I think I've caught maybe 4 or 5 fish out of this lake in the past month. This lake, like I've said in other videos, it's very pressured. Hopefully we can make something happen to help. There's a fight right there. Oh man, I missed him. I missed him. I should have gave him an extra second or two. There's a lot of grass right here too, guys. These fish are laying up in the grass. Alright you guys, I'm going to go ahead and switch baits. It's been about, I don't know, 30 minutes or so since I last clip that y'all saw. So I'm going to go ahead and switch over to this little white flesh from 6 cents. Now this is the hook that I'm using right here. And if you notice right here, it has a hand-tied piece of line right there. So that's going to keep your plastic in place. We're going to go ahead and rig this bad boy up. So what you're going to want to do is bring it in, just like a Texas rig pretty much. Bring it all the way up. And we're just going to put it right through that little hook slot. Right there. And there we go. Now we're also going to add a little bit of this tube lube right here. This is the Mad Shad. Now you don't need a whole lot of this stuff, you guys, because this stuff is really potent. Now I had found these guys on Instagram, and this stuff really works. This is tube lube right here. If you have Instagram, you can follow them. Tube Lube Fishing right there. And while you're at it, you can give me a follow if you would like. My Instagram link is always down in the description of my videos. Now I just pour a little in that slot, and I'm just going to slather it all over this bait just like that. Give it a little extra scent. And we're going to see if this does any better. Wind's really starting to pick up now. I think that thunderstorm is getting kind of close. Come on, fishy. Also would like to take this time to thank all my new subscribers that came over and subscribed to the channel. Thank you so much for joining the outdoor family. And I think, guys, I'm about 20 away from 1,100 subscribers. And as soon as I hit 1,100 subscribers, I will be doing another giveaway right here on this channel. So if you haven't subscribed, make sure you subscribe to my channel, please. And like the video and drop some comments, you guys. That also helps out the algorithm and sends my videos out to people who doesn't get to see them. Oh, the bite right there. Fish are kind of shallow today. I done got two nice little bites. Come on, fishy. I'll tell you what though, these little pre-rigs from 6 cents for the Carolina rig, these things are awesome, man. They designed these things perfect. Now, I do want to go back on the website and pick me up some tungsten ones, just because we all know tungsten's a lot better than lead. But I'll work with what I have for right now. It's an awesome little setup. Alright, you guys, so I've decided to fish this little bank line right here. Always have good luck catching fish right over here. See if they want that old craw dog. That old craw dog. Come on, fishy. These guys over here fishing in a boat, they just caught a nice bass right over here in this corner. It's a nice 2 or 3 pounder. Kind of jealous. That's awesome, man. They sure did. It's a nice little bass. Need to get me a boat. That seems to be the move. This bank fishing stuff's for the birds. I mean, don't get me wrong, I catch them. It'd be a lot better if we were on a boat. Boat life. Alright you guys, I'm going to go ahead and wrap up this video. I wish I would have been able to catch one, but it's been really slow here lately. The thunderstorm is moving in quickly. So at least I was able to show you guys how to rig the Carolina rig, how to fish it a little bit. And if you got any questions for me, leave them down in the comments. I'll be happy to answer on whatever I know. But yeah, you guys, at least I had fun coming out here. I always have fun coming out here, but I really wish I would have caught one. But you know, that's fishing. You don't always catch them. That's why it's called fishing and not catching. But I hope you enjoyed this little video, you guys. If you did, go ahead and smash that like button. Drop me some comments down below. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Make sure there's post notifications on so you know every single time I upload. And thank you so much for watching. I really do appreciate it. Keep their lines tight, and I will see you in the next one. Peace.